Steps echo on the screen, silver trails and laser beams. Tiny sparks become a fire. Every click is climbing higher. Quiet, hush, then thunder breaks. Wave by wave, the record shakes. Silver pulses on the lake, racing like a summer rain. Every echo finds its twin. Count begins, we run again. Hold the beat, don't blink, edge of change. The pivot springs, sing a runner, go don't sleep, rolling thunder, cutting deep on the wire, bright and clean, we all run in between. Glass reflections, pixel streams, folding into bigger dreams. Quiet editor, roaring tides, open gates, the moment right. Drop to whispers, breathe and wait. Then the floodgates detonate. See you running for release. Sing no runner for release. Sing no runner for release. Sing no runner for release.
Hello everyone. Let's do a sound check first today because last time it did not work. So please, someone just let me know that you hear me well in the chat, and we are gonna be starting. Awesome. Thank you. So let's review what we've done so far, and maybe again the idea behind the stream. 1 second. Yeah, so the big picture is here is the stream framework, which is constantly being updated. You can find the link in the description of the videos on YouTube or in our Telegram channel, and it's gonna be more available and present soon in other platforms. So here we basically describe the framework that as a, like framework is a set basically of rules on how to build, how to think, what to think about, like what to consider, and so on and so on. There will be a different parts of it. The product requirements documentation framework basically describing this is what we've done the last stream. It has the set of rules on how to prepare the documentation for your project before you start anything, before you even start planning it. This is a plan itself. And also I added a couple of things here, but it's just one rule, or basically like a small paragraph in this framework, like the coding rules, which we are gonna cover today, and also the development framework rules, which is wait one second, yeah, architecture framework, and the coding rules framework, which is gonna be both covered in this stream today. And yeah, that's basically it. So let me remind you, we are building the application that will allow to authenticate. The viewers of the stream will be able to authenticate there and propose their ideas for the next streams, and they will be able also to vote on the other people's or their own ideas to bump them basically in a queue. And the more votes there are, the more likely this proposal will be selected by me, or like anyone who will use this platform to basically make a next episode of their stream. And what we've done so far, we prepared the product requirements document, which is also available here. Let me show you. So we picked a tech stack. We describe the data models, at least like the high level of them, how they're gonna look like. We describe the basic user flows, or the basic features that we're gonna have, and some considerations about the security and like a deeper dive into the technology we're gonna use, like the methods of authentication and so on. Let me close all this. And also the code base which we created last stream is also already available on the GitHub, so you can download and play around with it if you want. So far it's not any meaningful, so you can just continue watching the stream. More likely after this stream we're gonna have something more interesting, entertaining and playable. Okay, yeah, so last time we used the Google Antigravity IDE to create the basic structure of our project, and also to mock or to create the user interface, which we did not ourselves designed in any way, in any like editors or whatever. But we just let the AI do it completely, blind designing. And it did not work at the beginning because not all of the visualization was available. Some of the styles did not automatically connect, or like were not automatically available or displayed, and we had to fix a bug. Now it's fixed. Now we have these UI mocks, which looks like a working app, but it's not. And today what we're gonna do is, first of all, we are gonna learn about the coding rules. We are gonna implement some for ourselves, so we make our life and work easier in the future, and you will see how and why. And also, this is also connected with the coding rules. We're gonna work on the architecture framework, and we are gonna start building features inside here. I would like to start with the authentication, because like this is the first step. Without it, we will be probably wasting more time later if we have the project set up without authentication. So let's just start with it. And After authentication, we will see how many time will be left. I would like to ideally to try the vector search as soon as possible, of course, but this may take us some time. We will see. We will see, because this is, for me personally, the most interesting part is gonna be the vector search. So that's why I can't wait to start working on it. But of course, we need to do the reasonable first steps first, which are not the most interesting part. For now, like, it is interesting but yeah, it's not something that I'm that curious about. Yeah, okay, doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and start. Yeah, thank you guys for the comments and the feedback about the sound. Today I also removed the chat from the screen because anyway we have like different chats on 3 different platforms, so I'm gonna be just reading them out loud whenever I make a pause for them to see what's happening over there. And yeah, also for now I decided to disable them on the stream, so they're not gonna be present. Maybe in the future. Okay. So let's start with the architecture and development frameworks. So basically, let's start with the coding rules. First, coding rules allow you to guide your AI, which helps you coding your AI development tool like Antigravity or any other tool, to guide it with the rules how you would like it to get implemented. By default, it does not come with any like custom rules. It just comes with some like system prompt, which usually I don't look at it. To be honest, I don't know what's in there. Probably not gonna be like researching that anytime soon. It works more or less pretty well, but of course, every developer or every project or every company you work at, they require some particular approaches to some particular things, and you have to write them down and make it available to your coding agent, because otherwise it will be just doing it randomly as it pleases. Most of the time it will not even consider its previous actions or patterns, and it will just continue doing some random stuff, and then at the end you will end up with a lot of code base which is hard to read, hard to hard to put together different parts of the code base, and you're gonna have to refactor that at some point anyway, and you will spend more time. So this coding rules is basically preventing all that. And it's also like not something static that you just start right away and then you forget about it forever. It's a constantly evolving system, and you have to think about it all the time, and especially whenever you see some errors. Like, for example, you wish to have some kind of like structure in your project, like folder structure or code base structure, or like you wish to use some kind of patterns. You will see all that today. And if you see that like you asked AI agent to develop something and it did it like correctly but not in a way that you expected it to, you can always ask it to change that, and you will be able to also at the same time update your coding rules. And it will consider that, the coding agent will consider that in the next iteration, in the next feature it's going to implement. And this is how, like, by just basically fixing the errors and immediately applying this feedback to your rules, you will be able to grow this document, grow this rules document into something that you will even use like across different projects, which is what we are gonna do. And so now we are gonna have to figure out how to do it in Google Antigravity, because I've never done it here. Actually, like, I did not even use it besides our streams yet. So as usual, we'll be doing that together and trying to figure it out. And yeah, and why like there so far, before I started using anti-gravity, there were only two most important rules for me, and one of them became obsolete, so we won't even like cover it, because apparently anti-gravity made it available out of the box. So first rule, which I'm talking about, was creating the implementation plan to-do list whenever it starts working on something. So before that, before the anti-gravity, when I was using Copilot, for example, here, it doesn't have, like, you see, you can generate agent instructions because it's like empty right now. And if you don't do that, it just starts doing whatever it wants. And also when you give a task to your AI agent, like, I don't know, create a new API endpoint for something, it will just immediately, since it's an agent in an agent mode, and this is how like they used to, all the AI agents we used to work, like they just start the implementation right away without confirming anything with you. And it might even prepare like some kind of internal plan. In the recent versions of Copilot, it was creating some kind of to-do list which was available here, and it was not like that good, to be honest. You can try it out by yourself. So what I was always doing is I had, let me actually pull this up from some of the projects that I used it in before, and you will see. Here it is. Let me just post it here for now. Yeah. So this is what like I was using in a different project. To be honest, I did not update it that often, and this is why I wanted to do it now, starting from this streaming, because like this is very useful, but sometimes just time consuming. And yeah, so the most important part actually was this one. The second section is the implementation planning. So basically what I was asking code agents to do all the time is first create a plan. Before coding, create implementation plan.md file, detail steps, outline all implementation steps and tasks in the implementation plan file, use checkboxes for tasks. So basically it was a combination of the reasoning behind the plan and the plan itself as a to-do list, which could be with the checkboxes that could be just checked whenever the task is completed. So confirm the plan, get explicit confirmation of the plan before starting implementation. This is a crucial part which interrupts the agent and tells them, hey, you need to check out with your user first, and make sure that it approves all the plan that you created, and then you can start implementation once it's like explicitly confirmed. And the next one is track the progress. So during implementation, mark completed tasks in the implementation plan. So we just basically check the checkboxes, and then at the end remove the plan. Once all tasks are complete, delete this file. This last part is like not that crucial. Sometimes it's actually even confusing because, you know, it's the implementation is not finished yet. You still need to test it, and it's already getting deleted. So yeah, like this is up to you. Depends on the project, and depends on your approach. So this was one of the first rules that I created for myself, and it actually improved my life a lot, because you know, it's never starting implementations before you approve that explicitly, and you can review the plan, you can discuss the plan, you can ask the AI what are the reasons behind this, or what are the reasons behind this, so why did you choose this approach, and so on and so on. And or maybe you can put some of your input, like, no, it's wrong, like read this documentation, like look at this screenshot, whatever input basically you need to provide for changing the plan. And then once it's all good, you can say, okay, start implementation. And after that, it just starts doing its job. Whenever it finishes anything, it just checks out the box and check out the checkbox, and yeah, you're good to go. So why we are not going to be using that? Because last time you saw that anti-gravity basically does this under the hood by itself, which is why I was surprised and very happy. This implementation plan, like we did not have any rules set up here, but it created the plan, all the reasoning behind, all the approaches. It highlighted what was new. Basically, in this project, everything is new, but yeah, we will see like how it also behaves in during the maintenance, or basically like continuation of implementation, because you know many of the vibe coding tutorials, or like in general all this information that's out there on the social media about AI coding, it always looks very beautiful, that you immediately can do whatever you want, but in the reality, like no one shows the reality that it's actually a lot of work still under the hood, and a lot of control from the human still present and required. Yeah, so the plan is here, and also it created to-do list, I remember, but to be honest, oh yeah, tasks here you can see. So it created like the structure for the tasks. It also checked out all the checkboxes during the implementation, and yeah, I like that like this approach was just implemented integrated into the IDE, into the agent itself, and yeah, we'll see what it will bring us next. I hope more developer friendly workflows and then frameworks will be integrated directly into AI agents, because this is what it's needed for, and this is what will improve efficiency big time. So okay, so the first one, implementation planning. The second one, this is the most crucial, second most crucial thing, and in terms of maintainability of your project is the first important, first crucial thing, which is the architecture documentation. So it's all like similar to the rules, but it's more dynamic document, and it's also tied to your project completely, so you cannot share it between different projects. Like you can partially, but I'd rather like abstract some of the stuff to your framework or coding rules instead. So basically what it means is that you say your AI agent to first always consult the architecture. So basically you say always review ARCHITECTURE.md before starting implementation. So basically you say the coding agent, first you need to read the documentation of my project, which is in that case just one markdown file, but it could be a richer structure, anything you want, and we are going to work with that more in the future. I told you before that I wish to one day implement like a dynamic RAG system to retrieve the facts about your code base, so the AI agent uses it more and more efficiently. Because like right now I always put everything in one big document, which is once it's growing becomes very hard to maintain, takes a lot of tokens in the context of your AI agent, and most of the time is just like 80 or 90% useless information, contains 80 or 90% useless information, which of course decreases the efficiency of your coding agent. So we're gonna work on that in the future, and for now we will be still using the something that works for me, something that I'm familiar and very good at. So and I will show you and teach you how to use that, and next we can just move to something better. So the first one is consult the architecture. So imagine your coding agent starts a new feature implementation. It always goes to your docs, it reads about it, and then and then it starts the implementation. And also actually whenever you start planning, during the planning phase, it also consults the architecture, because you cannot plan without knowing the architecture, because it's crucial to basically apply all the knowledge or all the like already created patterns into your implementation plan, instead of trying to create something from scratch or come up with something by yourself. Second one is implement the task. So yeah, implement the required changes based on the request. So here is basically you are telling the agent to just go ahead and proceed with what you started with after you read and considered my architecture file. And then this is very important part, update the architecture. So update the architecture markdown file if the changes impact the design. Basically, yeah, and create the ARCHITECTURE.md if it does not exist. Yeah, this is a cool part because with this line, you can basically just copy paste your rules from project to project. And if it's a new project, it will just create the new architecture file from scratch, which is like very cool. But at the same time, yeah, if you don't provide any example and structure for it, it will be like structured differently every time you start a new project. This is why, and that's what I was doing before, and this is why I decided to work on these frameworks themselves, because these frameworks will be defining how we actually maintain these files, how we structure them, and how we use them. Let me check if there is anything in the chats. Yeah, okay. Okay, for a second I thought I did not start streaming. I was afraid. Okay, looks good now. And yeah, let's go ahead and check the other ones. They are not like that crucial right now. I think we will be implementing those or like adding those to our instructions, to our rules later once we face these issues. But these are the ones that I added as a result of some problems that I encountered during the AI agent coding session, and that what I told you before. So I just basically change it according to my my needs at that point. So one of them was the testing policy: write tests only when asked. Yeah, this is very cool. Like, of course, the best development approach is like test-driven development, and I like try to get to this phase almost my whole life. And but unfortunately, like I'm this kind of person that prototypes faster with just, you know, throwing out a bunch of code immediately without testing it, or like testing it at the end once it's done. That's why I had added this rule, because all the time I tried to implement new feature, the agent started immediately like writing down in the plan that it needs to be tested automatically: unit tests, integration tests, manual testing, and so on. Like, this is all obvious, especially in the new project. So so I just decided to write it down here so it doesn't bother me with the testing, because like I'm gonna be doing testing anyway. But yeah, of course, for the future, you can upgrade testing policy into something like test-driven development. So basically, you can actually force your agent to make sure that it creates tests first, it makes them run, makes them fail actually before it starts implementation, and then it implements stuff, run tests again, and check if the test has passed. It's also a very dangerous approach, because you need to control, as I told you, I like to control stuff after AI, and you need to control, because I saw this when I was trying test-driven development with AI. What it was doing, instead of writing valid tests that fail, it was trying to just write tests that are not failing, because, like, you know, AI is rewarded, and you say like it considered its own job done, and done well, when the tests are passed by default. So if you don't explicit that in your rules, that, you know, tests must fail at the beginning because there is no implementation, it will just try to change tests accordingly so they never fail, and it's just a shit show. It's crazy. You will see it yourself if you try that. And do not suggest tests. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. So the next one is utility usage. So verify existence first before, oh my god, before attempting to import or use any utility function, class, or module, verify its existence. Yeah, sometimes it depends on the model, of course. Like, some models, like Opus, they are very smart and they don't do that. But for example, I like to use Grok Codefast, especially when everything is well documented. I don't want to spend more tokens on the performing models, because I don't need them. Like, usually I use these models to prepare a complete and proper implementation plan. So the less smart model could use that plan to work later for free, basically, because you see it's 0x here, so it does not use any tokens, and you can use it like indefinitely. And in that case, it just, you know, starts to get a lot of hallucinations, especially the more it works, the more context fills up. It just becomes like it just starts thinking that it has, like, the code base have some utility functions that in reality are not, that does not exist. So basically with this rule, you explicitly say the AI coding agent that, hey, first go ahead and check if there is this utility or this tool that you want to use, and then you can use them. If not, then you can create them. But yeah, here's the rules. Like, use existing utilities. If a verified utility exists, use it. Do not invent utilities. Do not introduce new utility functions or modules unless specifically requested by the user. Yes, this is important. Like, if we explicitly did not mention to create some abstraction or some new patterns or new, like, folder structure or whatever, you just, like, prevent AI agent from creating it by doing that. And whenever you need it, you can, like, always look at the code base and see. This is, of course, like, the different approaches to the development. For the beginner developers, it's not that obvious that you need to abstract some part of the code base, and it's easier to rely on AI in that case, because AI is, like, much more experienced than you, and it can actually offer and suggest a lot of cool abstractions and utilities. But be careful with that, because as I said before, like, if you will start doing that in a controlled way, if it's not, like, described in the architecture, then you will have the zoo of different utilities, different APIs, different approaches in your code base, which will be very hard to maintain later, to find bugs in, or to refactor, or to test. So yeah, it's important to have control over this kind of stuff. Next one is confirm new utilities. If proposing the use case or creation of a new utility, like a logger, explicitly ask for confirmation before implementing or using it. Yeah, that's what I told you about. So basically, if AI during the planning phase or implementation phase decide that it needs to have some kind of abstractions, it can just propose that to you, and once you explicitly agreed on that, it can go ahead and make it. Code commenting. Avoid redundant comments. Explain the why and no change comments. Yeah, so this was, like, actually it's not that big case recently, or maybe because I'm using these instructions recently as well, but some of the models, they used to, like, you know, they are trained on other people's code, especially in a lot of tutorials and open source code bases, and it was just writing comments for every line, basically, which is, like, from one perspective cool. From another perspective, it's just redundant in most of the cases, and it's hard to maintain, because, like, of course, if you can make sure that every line will be documented, that's cool, and if it will be done in the same style, and you will not forget about anything and so on. But at the same time, like, incrementing a variable, like assigning a equals b plus 1, for example, it doesn't make any sense to have this commented, and if it does not imply some custom logic, which is, like, hardly understandable or not self-explanatory from the code base. And a lot of models like doing that, so that's why I added this, and also explain the why. Yeah, only add comments to explain the reason behind a specific implementation, chose complex logic or workarounds. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Basically, only create comments for sections that are not self-explanatory. And no change comments. Yeah, this is also one of the things that models like to do, is basically, if you say, like, change the color of this button, or, like, the color or I don't know, whatever, the value of this variable, it immediately, like, it changes that, but also it adds comment, like, the previous value was that, or added by AI agent, and so on and so on. This is crazy. It's also not needed. It's a complete garbage, which just decreases the readability of your code base, creates additional useless context. sometimes misleading the AI agent, misleading the developers, the human who is gonna be reviewing that. So this is why. Basically, that's it. That's what I'm working most of the time with, and we are gonna have that copied to the anti-gravity, but first we need to figure out which format it uses for the rules, because each coding agent has different approach. For example, Copilot usually uses it in a way like that GitHub folder in the project, which is like all GitHub stuff goes there, like CI/CD and other stuff, and then you put the Copilot instructions inside. And Copilot automatically reads these instructions. I think we can see it here. A second. Maybe not. Okay. Anyway. But we need to figure out how to do it for the anti-gravity, and also we are only gonna be doing this part, architecture documentation, because we need to document everything that AI did in the last time we ran it, because right now currently it only stays in this chat, and if we will not document that, then it will be very hard for us later to follow up on everything here. We are gonna have to manually find stuff, figuring out how it works and so on. So we need to write it down right now and like put it in a stone basically. Let's Google and figure out how anti-gravity, Google anti-gravity instructions. Code rules. Oh, here it is. Rules and workflows. Anti-gravity comes with a couple of customization options. Okay, you know what? Before we lose the context here, let's first manually instruct our agent to write down everything we've built so far. So so when we do any changes, we don't lose that context. And let's do it like this. Create architect.md file that describes the structure of the project and your recent implementation changes. So it has the review changes here. I guess there is like some entity in this agent context that knows what was changed and during the last session, and I hope it will use that to just describe, you know, whatever is here. Create architecture.md file that describes the structure of the project and your recent implementation changes. So other coding iterations can rely on this document in order to get familiar with the code base, in order to get familiar faster with the code base. Faster. Okay. Let's add more context. This architecture file will will later be always updated with any changes made to the code base. Okay, let's start and see what it's gonna bring us. Why not remove the stream name from the bottom of the screen? Well, it's not about removing it, it's about that I added it there in the first way. Well, I don't know. I thought it could be easier for people to get who watch the stream to get the context on what's happening right away. But yeah, it's a copy paste of the title, which is like doesn't make much sense. Well, the reason behind this is I wanted to have some kind of progress or like a quick overview on what we are working on right now. So anyone who comes to the stream like in the middle of it can just, you know, have a glimpse on it. But so far I did not prepare anything like beautiful. I wanted to do, I don't know, some kind of overlay with the I don't know, some kind of beautiful overlay. I don't have the vision like how it looks like yet. I have the idea, so I will later change it to something different. But for now, I'll just keep it like that. Okay, so documentation user requested an architecture.md file which will document the project structure text stack. Yes, yes, yes. I have created architecture.md file. Let's see what was done here. So we can still make comments here, right? Or okay, not here. Let's see if it has a markdown preview feature. Oh, nice. It's there. I cannot make comments from here. This is bad. Okay, Google, if you're watching this, please add this feature. Just to be able to select anything in your MD file. Act on that. Okay, StreamSaga architecture overview. StreamSaga is a Next.js application where stream viewers can propose and vote for project features to be developed live. The project is currently using UI mock phase, using the client-side mock data to demonstrate. Okay, this is cool. We just state explicitly what's the status of the code base right now, and tech stack is correct. Correct. So yeah, here is the project structure. I was wondering. Application goes here. Admin dashboard. So basically these are the pages. Global style, global layout. The main page. Here are the components. So it has the types. Okay, the mock data is available here in data.ts. Types are all here. And utilities, we only have one, which is like front-end utility. Okay. And systems. Okay, so for now we did not have any like any basically architectural things. It's just mostly markup, which was done and described here, which is cool. But you know, now we have like the full overview of what's happening inside our project. We will save that, and it will be considered in the next iteration. So for example, if we need to add more page or do any changes inside of the pages, the agent will be able to reference that document, and it will put like new logic inside this already created structure. It won't come up with it won't try to come up with something you know, by itself. Okay, so let's go ahead and add these instructions now, since we already have the architecture file. Let me commit it first. So it looks good. I'm gonna just commit it here. Oh, I really like this button. Like since it appeared in the VS Code, I'm using it all the time. All my commit messages became beautiful finally, because it used to be just fix and stuff. I was so lazy to write them. And yeah, so docs add additional architecture. Yeah, cool. Let's go commit. Now we can add the instructions safely. Okay, so here, optimizations, rules. Oh, you can see global and workspace. Cool. Let's add the workspace and the rule name. Okay. Interesting. So it basically separates them, or how it's done. Rules help you guide the behavior of the agent. Workflows are saved. Prompts that you can trigger on demand. Okay, this is like commands. Yeah, we can actually try and try workflows later. It's interesting. It's related to what we discussed previously about the spec kit by GitHub. Yeah, so basically you can just create different roles or different approaches. Like for example, if you're gonna working on testing, you can just like create test related stuff here, and you know the agent will understand that it only needs to work on tests and how and so on, and only include a specific set of rules. Okay, global rule workflow, your workspace.agent/rules. Let's add some rules and workflows to the workspace. Code style guide. Okay, so we need to come up with a name here for the rule. Code style guide. So for us, it's gonna be architecture and docs guide. Nice. So it already has some wrapper around it. Looks cool. You can choose. Nice. So I am gonna be assume that. Of course, I did not read any, or we can just maybe go ahead and see here. Oh no, it's not described. So I guess yeah, I guess like this one is just always included. This one included when you mention it. This one is decided by model, so you can just describe the rule like in text, what is it related to, and model will decide whether it needs to include that rule. Really cool feature. I love it. And what's that? Ah, okay, so it's like a pattern. You can write the pattern of the file name and it will only include it there. Interesting. Okay, let's start with the always on. And we can just copy paste the one that I was using before. Architecture documentation, consult architecture, implement task, update architecture. Yes. Okay, let's save it. So it's available here, and you can see it was created as a file here in .agent/rules, and we will just add it to our project as well. So it's always there. Yeah, just push it. So if you want to use it right away, go ahead. Okay, now we're gonna use that. Okay, let me come back to you in a few minutes. 1 second.
Quiet numbers drifting by. Shorelines rolling in the mind. Hold the silence, let it break. Waves of motion while we wait. Silver harbor, rise and sway. spectral blue, circles widen into view, soft reflection, steady beat, every echo moves our feet, white noise hum and distant calls, open sea beyond the wall, silver harbor carry through, silver harbor carry through, silver harbor carry through, silver harbor carry through.
Hey, I'm back. So now we have the rules. Now we have the architecture file. I think we can go ahead and start the implementation finally of our app. So as I said before, we're gonna do the authentication part now. So let's do that. Of course, we will let the AI do that for us. What we need to do is to make sure we have the UI for it first. I clicked here on sign in, but it did not work. So apparently it was not included in the mocks. Let's check with the architecture. Or let's just ask the chat right away. Back to the agent. Yeah, I don't see the sign in here or auth or sign in or anything like integrate Supabase Auth. Yeah, look, I overseen this part, but I don't like this future considerations. Like you can keep a separate file for that, like to-do list or whatever. So you can actually even keep it in the document in the repository and let your agent reference to it. This is very useful, but keeping that in the architecture, I think it's also misleading thing, because architecture should only consist on of the currently implemented things, which it should be like basically the projection of your code base into the small concise summary. So let's go ahead and remove that, like backend replace data with a Supabase client call authentication, state management, move local state, server actions or React query. Okay, it's pretty obvious. We're gonna just go ahead and remove that. Okay. Let's commit this change. Yeah, so now I think we need to start a new session. Like this. I think we can still use the Gemini Pro High. Actually, I saw a couple of tweets that people are getting rate limited and a lot. So as I told you before, like let's see where it will lead us. Like we are not using it that much now, so I don't think we will face it anytime soon, but we might. And yeah, is there an a UI mock for the auth part or like our section? Sign up, sign in, etc. If not, implement that. Yeah, let's just do it like this. I'm assuming it will ask it will plan first and ask me to explicitly confirm the plan. So let's see. If it won't do that, then we are gonna need to add additional rules. So you see, now we added the rule to always consult with the architecture, and this is the first thing that AI agent did. It analyzed our architecture file and uses it as a source of truth. This is why it's very important to keep it up to date always, like whenever you make any like significant changes to the architecture. Okay, so we have the implementation plan here. I have created a plan to implement the sign in and sign up UI mocks. Please review the implementation plan. Okay. App router. Create a shared layout for Auth pages to center the content on the screen. Okay. I'm not gonna argue with that. I'm not gonna be arguing with any of the UI parts for now. If any of you would like to join the stream later and make some UI related discussion or workshop or live coding session, please. I'm not like a big fan of this part. I know it's important, but I'm usually always focusing on some deeper stuff. But yeah, this is like what I would like to also dive into by myself. So we will do that, of course, for sure. Like I definitely don't like this UI, so we will be changing that a little bit into something more useful and catchy. Okay, app router, then new page. Okay, this is not clear. Like they are all named the same. Implement the sign-in page with email password fields as a sign-in button. Include a link to sign-up page. Implement sign-up page with a name, email, password fields and a button. We don't need name. Yeah, can we comment on that? Don't need name for now. Or maybe let's just use it. Why not? Include a link to the sign-in page components. Okay. We also wanted to use Twitch as one of the ways to sign in, and it did not include that. So let's just make a review for that. Include the possibility to sign up, or basically sign in with Twitch 2. Okay, we did some changes. Is it possible to see what are those? Update, added sign in for both pages. For continuous, yes, nice, awesome. Okay, now I like the plan. Let's proceed. So for now we are still working on the mock UI, but let's just make sure it looks good. And what's that? Creating a house layout and pages make dear. Okay, so it wants to create directories. Okay, please do. Interesting that I actually have the session running from the previous task, and it was like somehow over there because I don't see here any reference to the active shells and processes. Terminal 0 background process running. Look, and it still like works, so it is running. It does not share it across the tasks, which could be changed as well. Why not? Especially like if there is something running in the previous task and you don't know about it. If we will start the dev server now, it will just say that Oh, okay. It implemented something and started testing. If we will start the dev server now, it will just say, okay, the port 3000 is already in use. Let's use a new one, 3001 or something like this, which is a mess. Nice, very beautiful. And let's check out the sign up. Yeah, this actually, like, explaining everything and coding at the same time takes much more time than I expected initially. Like, I wanted these streams to be 1.5 hour long, but like 1 hour passed so already, and we did not do anything yet. I'm gonna consider extending that stream session time for longer, like at least 2 hours. So we will do 2 hours at least today for sure. Maybe more later. We'll see. Maybe like once we, well, walk through all the theory in the first episodes, so it is gonna be less required less in the future. Okay, so I guess it finished, but it just did not notify me. Yeah, look, here we have this walkthrough. I have implemented the UI mocks for authentication section, so on changes, layout, created shared layout, center the authentication forms. Okay. Okay, we tested that. We saw it. Looks cool. Sign in and sign up with Twitch. This is interesting. I wonder how it's gonna handle this. Okay, so we have it now. Let's go ahead and implement the code base itself. Let's see if it did any changes. To the architecture, it did not. It did not, which is so sad. Maybe it still it doesn't like consider it's done yet. So let's see. Okay, accept all. Are you gonna do anything now? It's like, okay, I don't like it. We said in the rules that it have to update the architecture file after it finishes the changes, but it did not. So I think it was either not considered in the context. No, it was because we saw that it was reading the architecture file. So basically it knows about it, but it just somehow forgot to update it. Let's just say update the architecture if needed. Important if needed, because like it always executes your command, and if you just say update, and if it's not needed, like if it's a change of color of some button or something, it will just go ahead and update it. You don't want that in your architecture. It's yeah, it's in the code base already. So it reads it again. So you see now, like all the changes we've made now are incorporated here, and login page, sign up, and layout for them. And here is the authentication description. Okay, accept. And let's commit that. So now when we will start implementing the authentication itself, it will just go ahead, read the architecture file, and immediately understand where it needs to be done, instead of walking through your code base and trying to find this place, or occasionally miss some place. Yeah. Okay, so now we will create a new task let's connect Supabase project, and we have created the Supabase project last time, right? See if it's here. Yes, it's here. So let's connect Supabase project and implement sign up, sign in functionality. So it's again read the architecture first. It wants, okay, yeah, run the command. So okay, we have the plan here. Goal description: connect the StreamSaga application to Supabase project, enable real user authentication. This involves replacing the current UI mocks. Yes, yes, yes. Supabase credential. I will need your Supabase project URL and Supabase key to configure the application. Please provide this when approving the plan. Okay. We'll create.env file, install Supabase, create browser client for client components, cool, server client, middleware. Yeah, I wonder how it will create these actions. Let's see. Like components. Automated tests log. You see the implementation is already including the tests part now, which is what I was talking about. Non-planned for this phase. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Manual verification. Sign up. Yeah, so it also provides the testing instructions how we can do it manually. This is cool. Okay, let's go ahead and provide the URL for, oh, we will do it later. Okay, proceed while it's coding. I like the plan so far. Let's see how it will look like while it's developing. Yes. Oh, so it's also doing some parallel execution. Look, it asked me to install the npm packages, and also at the same time it started to look for .env files. So it did not wait for me, which is cool. I guess in automated mode it's much better. Here is the public access information for our Supabase instance. Yeah, run command, yes. Yeah, so as we mentioned last time, the UI is still the UX basically is still not that good, because like you need to understand that it waits input from you. I guess it was created for a full automation mode, but I'm not that crazy, so not now. Please provide your Supabase project URL and Supabase unknown key. Okay, let's just copy paste it from here. Go ahead. Oh, nice. Look, finally it's... Yeah, so one of the crazy things what AI agent did before is actually they were just reading, like, they can read any file they want, and it was just reading without any permission. It was reading .env file, which is crazy because it usually consists of all the secrets, and you just basically push them directly to your AI provider, and it does it automatically without even asking for your consent. And it's crazy, and now it finally considers that if git ignore has this file, it cannot read it, and it's handled on the IDE level. So basically none of the agents or none of the models will be able to do that, I hope. And now it proposes me to just write it, via terminal command. Okay, let's go. This is cool. Okay, we are finally getting to a better world of AI development. So as you can see that it updates the tasks as long as it completes it. I mean, it marks it done. It know it wants to build it and test it out. Okay, sure. Okay, so this is a walkthrough, but it's not with screenshots, I guess, because it was working on the backend side mostly. Let's see what it tells us. Supabase Auth integration walkthrough. I have successfully integrated Supabase Auth into the StreamSaga application. So as you can see, it did not make any changes to architecture again. So either I'm doing something wrong, or it just I don't know, ignores my instructions. I don't know why is this happening. If any of you know, please let me know in the comments. But yeah, let's continue anyway. So it added the .env.local file, and it's installed the npm packages. It created utilities. This is really important to have the clients for client server and middleware. Let me see the implementation here. Okay, looks good. Looks good. Middleware. Okay, server actions. Oh, this is interesting. Use server. Nice. So I'm not sure, like, is it a Gemini that became smarter and finally puts the use server for the Next.js files? Or is it an agent? I guess it's just a better model. But also, yeah. Maybe we can cover that in the next discussions, but Next.js is sometimes also crazy. Like, I completely disagree that this must be this is not like this is optional, this is not like mandatory. I think everything like this should be mandatory, but we will cover that later. Let's just go ahead and test everything. Server actions, login handles email, password sign in, sign up handles email, password sign in, metadata, full name. Okay. And sign in with Twitch. Okay. Redirect with error. So probably it also consider that, I hope. All right, so we will test it now, and while we are testing it, let's just again ask it to update the architecture. Or maybe let's first test it. Okay, so now we should be able to sign up. Let's say Ali around streaming gmail.com. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or maybe like something. Oh yeah, let's just try this simple. Okay. Okay, first thing, we don't have like any visual confirmation or that we will receive something on our email or something like that. Back to Google. Okay. Yeah, I'm just in different browser. I forgot about it. Yeah, but still we did not have any confirmation screen. Let's do it and tell him it's to be done. Sign up. You should be redirected to the homepage or check for your email. Okay, let's check the email. Confirm your sign up. Okay, so I received something. Supabase Auth, confirm your sign up. Confirm email here. But still, like, let's just write it down because it's important. First, no notification that sign up was successful or failed. Make it explicitly visible, and also notify user that it must check its email and confirm the registration in order to be able to get in. But maybe try asking it, what do you mean? Can you please elaborate? What are you talking about? Okay, sign in. Okay, so this one we made a comment. Let's see if we can sign in now. We cannot. Email not confirmed. Okay, at least it says something. Let's confirm. Okay. Can we log in now? Or like, yeah, at least like I would expect here to see the confirmation screen as well. Okay, let's see when I clicked on the confirmation email link, it directed me to localhost /code something, but I also did not see any notification that email is confirmed and I can sign in now. Some UX things. Ask why you're ignoring my rules, guide me how to properly send them, something like this. Okay, yeah, like I don't want to work like yeah, I will do that in a different context, not in this one. Like I don't want it to be messed up, but good catch, thank you. I'll do it. Okay, now that we confirmed, let's try. Okay, so we are in, but still we don't see it in the UI in any way. So yeah, not all of the UI was implemented correctly. When I logged in, UI did not change. There is still sign in button in the header. So let's see what it will do with all these comments. Yeah, it's good that we did not add any architecture changes for now, because we will need to change them later as well. Yeah, we are definitely not getting to vector search today, unfortunately. But I hope this was useful for you as well. Also, I just realized that I did not check if it's available on the mobile. We did not explicitly ask for it, but it somehow looks okay-ish. Yeah, admin panel is not, but it's okay for admin panel. Oh, look, sign out. So we are getting somewhere. Also, the email customization. Like, look at this ugly email. Opt out. Crazy. Let's write it into our to-do list. So we will focus on that later. Where is our seasons to do? Architecture.md or similar. We've done that. Okay, let's make a checkbox out of it. We finished with that one. We can just move it down. Mobile layout. Change the sign up confirmation email layout, something beautiful. Yeah, let's see what we've got here. Run the build. Okay, please do be my guest. It found some issues, I guess. Okay, so it's successfully built. Let's see what it will do next. Probably try to test it again. It's really hard to review the updates here. It could have just, give me like a quick look button for the changes, but okay. Okay, let's check the main concerns we've had here, like sign out. Okay, now it's like, it's not sign in anymore, which is good already. Let's see if there are any follow-up messages. Okay, we logged in, like we did not ask for it, but okay. Let me remove myself from the database so we can test the authentication, the signing up process again. Delete the user. Okay, now if we refresh, it will be signed out. Okay, cool. Sign in, we try to sign in. Invalid credentials, amazing. Sign up. Are we here? Okay, check your email to confirm your account. This is much better already. This is useful. And let's see. We confirm that. Okay, still um, does not look good, but okay. We are not gonna focus on that. Okay, so let's accept everything, and yeah, we did not test the Twitch part yet. Let's test it. Sign out, sign in with Twitch. Validation failed. Unsupported provider. Provider is not enabled. Yes, we need to enable it in the Supabase manually. Do that. We go here to the authentication, to the providers. Where is it? Sign in providers. Find Twitch. Twitch enabled. So we need to put client ID and secret here. Let me figure out how to get it. Register your app. I'm gonna do that on a different screen. So for now, you can maybe just look here. Register your application name, StreamSaga. I'll read you like the URL. Okay, I think it should be here. Category, game integration, website integration. Client type. Allow users without an email. Allow users successfully authenticate when the provider does not return an email address. Yes, we want that. And okay. One second. I'm having a trouble with creating the Twitch credentials. So it required me to set up additional security measures for my Twitch account in order to be able to accept new other users on my app. Okay, now we're in. And have to relog in everywhere again. Register application named StreamSaga. URL is here. Broadcaster suite. Potential claim. I don't know why it requested me to log in a couple of times already. StreamSaga ID. Okay, now we're in. So we have to D here and the secret, which goes here. And oh my god, come on, why is it all complicated? Like it very easy to lose the context nowadays. Just crazy. Especially with the user experiences that are going out. Okay, save. Is it good? Is it good? Okay, looks good. Let's try and log in again. Sign in. Sign in with Twitch. Here we go. Finally. Okay, so let me test it on different browser and sign in with my account. And see if it works. It does. Okay. So I logged in, and you can see now in the Supabase I should have my user here. Yeah. So this is the one that I manually registered. This is the one that I used with Twitch. And yeah, we are in. So authentication is done basically. Let's sign in again. And now we can proceed with the database. Let's do something also with the database. So I don't see a call to action here to propose. And also I don't like the admin button here on top. Oh yeah, we actually don't have it fully done yet. We must implement the role system. So admin have this admin dashboard available, and to do that we need to use the metadata for the users, and it's stored somewhere here. Row JSON. So you can see row up metadata, provider email, row user metadata. I think this metadata could be changed by users, so it's not safe. Or wait, maybe it is safe to use it for role storage, but let the AI decide that. And we will just verify. Okay, now it's done. Let's maybe go through the code base quickly. So here's the login page. Here is the sign up. Okay. here the action for the authentication. So action, this is a cool pattern which it came up with. I like it so far. And what's important now is to let the AI write this, reuse this pattern in the next iterations as well. That's why it's important and to have it documented in our documentation. Okay, so we also have a callback here. It's for what? It's for the confirmation. I think it should be okay. So yeah, so we say that. Oh no, not really. I don't know why do we need this callback road. Let's ask. Why do we need the auth callback road? Isn't it? So you can see here it changes. Now it can use, it uses the Supabase client and checks if the user is authenticated, and shows sign out or sign in button accordingly. The road is critical for server-side authentication in Next.js with Supabase. Here's why it's necessary. The code, when user clicks confirm link, temporary code in the URL. This code is not a session, it's a one-time ticket. Creating a session on the server, your application needs to exchange this code for real user session. Change code for session. We use that. Return the user to an error page. And we have no error page. To be honest, it looks like it's completely useless. But let's see. Okay, so it redirects us. So basically this is what happened when I clicked the link and I was redirected here with the code. So more likely it just used that. Okay, I doubt it, but let's keep it for now. Maybe it works. Yeah, so okay, update the architecture. Most important part of this implementation. So you see it, like, it knows what to do with architecture, but it doesn't do it automatically. Let's also make sure that it includes everything. Oh, that's a lot. Okay. Project has integrated Supabase Auth for user management and site mock data for content, topic proposals. and Supabase Auth database pending integration. Okay, well, I don't want that pending integration. So this is again like some information which is not describing the current state of the code base. Remove the info about pending integrations. Only keep the current the description of the current state of the code base. So look, now that we used code rules, basically the rules for it to create architecture file for us, and we see the error, the mistake. It said something about database pending integration. So we are not working with database right now, and it doesn't make any sense to mention that here and to confuse anyone and anything. So what we can do now is basically tell them, of course, that remove the info about pending integration, only keep the description of the current state of the code base, but also we can incorporate that into our rules, so in the next iteration it doesn't make these mistakes. Let's just write it down for now. Here note here, just to not forget, I'll do it later. Let's review the rest. Actions, auth server action, login, sign up, or auth callback, route, inch, square, Supabase clients, all good. What about the middleware? Like, not all the changes. Like, you see, this middleware file was not mentioned here. Okay, so let's give it a couple of comments. First, remove the info. Second, make sure all the changes are mentioned. For example, you forgot up middleware file. Okay, it does says here, but it's not in the structure. So in the structure. So authentication is described here. What section was removed? The authentication section was just moved up. Okay, I see. Okay, it looks good. Let's just make these changes. Yeah, and also one thing I forgot. Also describe the pattern for actions for future reusability. Okay, I don't see much of a difference here. Middleware file was definitely not like reflected removed. Okay, added middleware TS to the project structure diagram. I don't see it. Where is it? Maybe I'm just blind. You did not. It's a Supabase middleware. Wow. Okay. So it says that it changed the structure, but it did not. We will make another comment now for that, and also it's added the section here for the server actions pattern, which I asked about. So we have these actions here, and I want like the AI agent to reuse that. Pattern in the future, and I just wanted to write it down so whenever it reads the architecture again, it can just know what it can work with. So server action patterns, server actions are used for form submissions and data mutations. Okay. Co-located with the feature. Okay. Input receives form data. Logic performs server-side logic. Once return standard state object. Okay, let it be like this. You did not. It's a original file. Check again. Okay, so this one we like. We just needed to add information about this missing middleware. Ah, okay, it's here. I just did not see it. Okay, stop. My bad. Root middleware for project management. Crazy. Okay, it's here. Looks good. Everything well documented, and we can commit it. And publish. Okay, let me read the comments. Cool idea with the framework repo. Do you plan to have it also as a knowledge base or some kind of useful tips from the stream? Yes. This is exactly why I wanted to have it. I want to reuse it by myself in my projects, also in the stream, in all the future projects that we are gonna be using, and yeah, and during the streams as well, during this session and season. But probably it needs some restructuring for a knowledge base. But yeah, we'll see. Let's go. Let's like check what we can do with the databases, with the vector search. I think it's possible to do it with vector search easily. But looks like additional separate project. We'll see. But it's just useful to, I guess, collect the data for now and have it somewhere at least, and later we can see what we can do with that. Okay, so we completed the authentication process fully. We completed the rules part and we used it, and we actually found an error in the rules flow, which we probably can fix now, and we will proceed with the database in the next stream, because it's already 1 hour 50 minutes that this stream goes on, and I think we are gonna have to wrap up soon. So let's ask agent to tune agent. Since why are you ignoring the rule that architecture the file must be updated after every implementation, and I have to manually command you to do that. Help me figuring it out and fixing it. I've never done this, like tuning agent with agent. Let's see. I don't know if it's gonna work, but I know if it actually has access to Google or something, like if it can Google. Investigate current architecture and project state, determine missing updates based on recent work. No, it did not understand me at all. Why are you ignoring the rule that... Okay, let's rephrase. I think it's wrong. Undo changes up to this point. Yes, confirm. Delete tasks. Let's just say it somehow differently. Yeah, it's important to actually like make meaningful prompts and complete prompts that include exactly, because the LLM, it just follows your command, so it needs to be perfect. There is a rules file. There is a file with agent rules. Let's reference it. Can we do it like this? Yeah, nice. How can we do it manually? Okay, have it like this. After every after the implementation, every task, you must update the architecture. However, it's not happening automatically. I have to manually instruct you. After the implementation of every task, you must update the architecture. However, it's not happening automatically. I have to manually instruct you. Why is this happening? I don't think like it's a good idea to debug it with it, to be honest. I don't think it's like self-aware of its own architecture and structure. But yeah, let's try again. I think there should be some other workarounds, and I think it's also depends a lot on the model you're using. There is a file with the agent rules. Yes. Why is this happening? Figure out it's out. Let's fix that together. It does something. Okay, meanwhile, we wanted to add this, add to the rules, remove the info about pending integration, only keep the description of the current state of the code base. Okay, we will ask the AI to change that for sure. Not gonna be doing that with my poor instructions. Let AI tune AI. Okay, picture date process fixed. Ensure it automatically updates after every task. Okay, it's not the goal, so he did not understand me again. Like, you know, I think it's not possible, to be honest. Probably we should like run it separately with just some kind of I don't know, LLM with Google search, which can find the architecture of this agent and consider that. I don't think it's possible, but let's see. Implementation plan is to modify the architecture to include label. Like, this is a bullshit. Workflows update architecture. Oh, okay, this makes sense. Agent workflows update architecture. Create a workflow that interactions agent to scan directory, compare with ARCHITECTURE.md, update if dependencies are found. These discrepancies. Okay. Okay, let's do this. Okay, let's do all that also. Okay. Also, add another thing. Explicitly state in the rules, old ones or new ones, that architecture file must only consist of the current state of the code base. It must not uh, include the plan for the plans for the future actions unless it's necessary to describe the reason behind the selected solution. Let's see if this additional workflow of okay, so this is a workflow, it's not a rule. So basically this is a command that we will be asking by ourselves, which is like a fix to not like copy paste again, update the architecture, but at the end it should be automated. In Copilot, for example, it was always automated for me, so this is bothering. But okay, let's have it as a workflow at least for now, and we'll figure out how to do it later, or maybe they will fix it by themselves. Just wants to write a new file. Okay, so we have a workflow here. So it updated the rule and it created the workflow. Let's see what are the changes. Oh. Is it possible? Oh my god. Is it possible to just review the markdown as usual? Picture documentation consult. Okay, so it added a for current state only. Architecture.md must only consist of the current state of the code base. It must not include plans for the future implementation unless necessary to describe the reason behind this. So we just copy pasted my rule. Okay, maybe it makes sense. And the workflow is scan source directory to identify all components, pages, and utilities, to read architecture to understand the current documentation state, compare the actual file structure and the contents with the documentation, update architecture.md to reflect the current state. Well, no. Update architecture to reflect. Yeah, but I wouldn't say it like that. Almost good. But I'd in the workflow, I'd like it to focus on changes made during the current session coding iteration instead of walking through the code base. Okay. Yeah, well, interesting. So maybe they want to separate how rules are executed in the workflows. Basically, maybe yes, but if these workflows are not executed automatically, this doesn't make any sense. Like it just increases the complexity of the like development experience basically with the AI agents. So any changes? No? Proceed, yes, please. I guess it's broken. Look, the implementation plan is empty now, and the walkthrough is empty now. I don't know. Do they like release updates? No updates. So we found a bug in the Google Antigravity tool. Uh, I guess after a couple of iterations of trying to create implementation plan, it just breaks. Um, well, okay. Um, let's just review manually. Yeah, this is like why I wouldn't make the changes to the rules within the context of the code base it's being running in. Like from one perspective, it's okay because it's just says okay, did you change authenticating or routing logic? Did you modify the database schema? So it basically uses the current architecture and like known terms for the rules. But first, it makes these rules unreusable or you need to like explicitly specify that in the rules that like this part is only for this project and so on. So you can remember that, and also like AI or LLMs, they usually consider whatever it's written as a like a core of source of truth and the core information. And if you specify this explicitly and you don't specify explicitly anything else, then it will be just confused all the time and will focus on this kind of stuff and it will just forget about the rest. So I will not include this update in our repo. I'm sorry, this workflow is like just taking too much. We can try to work on that later and prepare something for it. But this is unusable. I mean, this is usable, but I'm afraid this will just make things worse in the future. Okay. I really don't want to delete it. Let me just read through it again and see. Maybe we can fix it now. Let's consult the official documentation. Um, Okay, let's just use it as is. We'll see in the future, I guess. It's like our streams is all about this kind of experience, to go AI first approach and find our mistakes later in the future. So let's just go ahead with and proceed with that. We'll see. So now we have this update architecture workflow. So I guess we can just, yeah, we can just call slash update architecture command here, give some additional context and run it. We're gonna be doing that in the next sessions. I'm just gonna push that. And I think we're gonna wrap up for today. See you in 2 days at 6 p.m. Central European time as usual. So today we implemented the authentication, which was not a hard part, but the hardest part was the getting familiar with the rule system, with the architecture documenting, and stuff like that. And I guess we created some kind of foundation for the future, which will allow us to implement faster. And well, like you can see that we, for the 2 hours we've been doing this, like first of all, of course, the half of the time is just me talking, and that's why it took so long. And the second is we are preparing the basic setup for us from scratch, basically. So this is why it's taking so long for now. Once we've done this, once it's all completed and we like have more and more tools around our development environment, our implementation speed will actually drastically increase, and we will be just, you know, pushing features like this. And this is my goal, where I'm heading. And also it shouldn't be that also only fast features, but it also should be the secure features. And so we need to like increase the, how to say, robustness of our system to make it you know, the more it's automated, that it doesn't that it doesn't lose its robustness with the increase of automation or the speed of the development. So thank you again for watching. I'm gonna I already pushed all the changes to the repository, and I'm gonna update our frameworks as well and push them later. You can have them available. You have them all available in the GitHub. You can always access it. You can access this project as well. You can just download it and launch it and test it with your code base. Oh, by the way, this is what I forgot. For now, this env file does not include any secrets, like, because these are public data. But let's use this opportunity for now quickly and just write the .env example, which okay, maybe like this. Yeah, and just like that. Yeah, just a quick update with you. But yes, see you in 2 days. We are gonna proceed finally with creation of the database structure, migrations. We will start pushing new data into the database. We will make a vector search against the database, and do the rest of the stuff. Oh, and we will first thing we will do the roles in our authentication system. This is important. Let me just write it down as well into the to-do list. Add role system to the authentication. But yeah, just like this. Add the role system for users with a gated access. So, two different sections of project. Okay, we are good to go. Have a nice evening, everyone, and see you next time. Bye bye.